So until the presentation comes, I think it starts with a few questions. The first question is, will there still be jobs? Oh, by the way, my time doesn't start until the presentation is on, right? Okay, fair game. You have it? Okay. So will there still be jobs? Will AI generate more inequality? Will companies control everything? Will countries forfeit our security and privacy in the quest for AI supremacy? And basically, will the world come to an end? So about the first question, yeah, there are still going to be jobs. Inequality, maybe. Large company, depends on what we do. About countries, some will forfeit, some already have already. And about the end of the world, I don't know, but you have time to gain value out of this presentation, and hopefully also implement it in your businesses and gain value as well. Can you click me? Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to talk about AI value creation. Hi, my name is Yoav. My passion is maturing R&D processes into value-adding products and services. I'm pursuing this calling as a consultant as well as an analyst at Remote, which is Tel Aviv University's tech transfer company. And I'm also, among other things, representing Israel in the International Committee for Artificial Intelligence, which is a joint venture of ESO and IC. Now, I'd like to start with a quote by Elon Musk, which I admire on Earth and soon Mars. He says that you cannot afford not to do AI just to stay in the game. So with that sense of urgency, let's move forward. Every good presentation has to have a Venn diagram. This is mine. But the actual takeaway is on the header. I'd like you to remember that every time I say AI, I actually mean data science. Now, using this graph that has been used quite a lot, it tries to connect the value versus difficulty of doing certain type of predictions, past, present, future. Descriptive, predictive, prescriptive, which is how do I make stuff happen. But what I want you to take away from this graph is actually the timeline and the agreement that it doesn't matter what we're trying to do time-wise, whether it's in the past, present, or future, we're basically trying to do predictions. When we're doing AI, we're actually trying to calculate a likelihood for an event to have happened in the past or will happen in the future. And if we agree on that terminology, we can move forward to a more abstract view of what's going on with the AI revolution. There's a talk about a new economy for AI, and that's a bit of a mistake. What actually happens is that the cost of prediction just went down. Not a little bit down, significantly down. Step function-wise down. And just to elaborate on that kind of concept, I'm going to take you back to the year 2000. People thought there was a new economy, right? The dot-com revolution. Rules of economics seemed to not apply anymore. Companies were being valued at billions of dollars without making a profit, so how could that be? What happened back then was basically that the cost of something changed. It changed dramatically. It changed in a step function-wise manner. What was it back then? It was search, it was communication, it was distribution, so it changed the way we interact with each other, changed the way we do businesses till today. But basically what happens is that the cost of something drops, and that changes stuff. So quick economics 101, price of coffee drops, people buy more coffee, value of coffee goes up. Seems pretty obvious. Hence, your ability to spend is limited. So you'll be buying less of something else. That less is maybe tea. However, what's the upside? The upside is our creams and sugars. If I'm buying more coffee, maybe I'm buying more creams, maybe I'm buying more sugars, maybe I'm buying both if you like espresso and a dash of soda on the side, so maybe some bubbly, maybe ice and lime. So a lot of more complements, not only substitutes, come when something's value goes up. And that's a key point to remember for the succession of the talk. So highlighting something else about the cost of prediction going down significantly is when disruption happens. So we're doing predictions now better, faster, and cheaper. But we're not doing it only that. There's going to come a time where the prediction becomes so much better, accuracy-wise, that it's going to change the way businesses conduct themselves. And a quick example would be shipping and shopping. And shopping and shipping and vice versa. So today, it seems obvious for companies like Amazon that are trying to do recommendations. I don't know if you've noticed, they're trying to recommend about 20 products whenever you're looking at a certain product. And they're hoping you're going to buy some of them, which is actually not that bad if you buy one product out of 20, considering their whole catalog is millions and millions of products. However, what happened if out of 10 products that I'd recommend, you'd buy 9? That changes things, right? That means that now it's better to ship the products first and then shop, not the other way around. And the reason is, it's not about pushing products that people don't need. It's about making sure you buy them from Amazon and not somebody else. Because now when the products arrive to your doorstep, you don't have the chance to buy them with other incumbents, and Amazon gets more wallet share out of you. So that's a key concept about this disruption that happens when the cost of prediction goes down and it becomes so much better. And if you think it's science fiction, then as an analyst, I deal a lot with patenting. This is something Amazon calls anticipatory shipping, which is their own coined term. And this has already happened in 2013, sorry. I don't have time to take answers from the audience. If you think you deciphered this riddle, catch me offline. I'll be happy to see if somebody understood. The answer is actually a sentence in English. Don't have time to get more into that. Where I was going with that riddle is that prediction is actually part of something bigger, okay? It's part of decision making, and this is a key important key concept to remember relative to all the other lectures you've seen today and probably are hearing in the realm of AI. Prediction on its own is intrinsically worthless. You basically need action to derive actual value. And again, because it's just a 10-minute keynote, I don't have time to persuade you, but trust me that the key concept with decision making is actually judgment. So you'd have to have prediction, then you'd have judgment, and then in action to derive actual value. And judgment is a twofold thing here. First, you want to understand which predictions should I be doing in the first place, and then what do I do with those predictions once I have them? Coming back to our concept of cost of prediction going down, let's see how that value chain kind of correlates with that. So machine prediction, its value just went up, right? We're doing more machine prediction. We're doing it better, faster, cheaper. So obviously, human prediction is kind of useless at that point. It doesn't make any sense continuing to do that. And that's a lot of where the anxiety comes from about job loss. However, what are our complements? Complements are human judgment. Okay, now we're doing it better, faster, and cheaper relative to the machine prediction. And now we have humans have more time to implement their judgment on higher fidelity predictions. Hence, the value of our action goes up. Now, a small anecdote about data. A lot of people say that's the new oil. I've read the article saying it's not oil. I know that it's definitely not new. Okay, data's been around for quite some time. It's true, we have more quantities of it. We're structuring it better, we're processing it better, but basically it's not new. So what do people actually mean when they say that? They mean that data is an input to prediction, okay? And by that, they mean it's a supplement to prediction. So if the value of prediction just went up, the value of the supplement just went up, and with it, the whole value chain just went up. Okay? So data is driving this whole process. And you've seen a lot of the focus in my previous talks on this stage just today about how much focus there is on the data and the prediction side, about the tools, the methodologies, millions of dollars on research, millions of dollars on data, to the point of sometimes obsession. And people are forgetting that to derive actual value from all that money being spent on AI, there's missing a focus on human judgment and action. I don't have time to get into that, sorry. I want you to take only one thing out of this presentation. It's the following. AI does not do processes. AI does tasks. More specifically, prediction tasks. And why is that important? That's important because when we come to an organization to implement the tools of AI, we don't need to start from the data and the tools. We need to start from our own processes. So Goldman Sachs, for example, used this methodology to dissect processes within their organization. So one example would be an analyst process being dissected to 168 different tasks. Now what you do within that dissection is you're going to identify the tasks out of those all 168 in one process, the ones that are prediction oriented. Then what you're going to do, you're going to find additional tasks that has not been done by humans as a prediction, but could be interpreted as machine prediction. Okay, so you're going to do a translation work which is not that straightforward, but once you get the hang of it and start looking at the world from a frame of prediction, it becomes really easy. Thanks. ROI, that's the last step. You do an estimation, okay, for all of those steps that are prediction oriented, and you understand which one has the better ROI. And voila, you just got a blueprint to how to employ AI in your organizations without understanding a line of code, without understanding the tools and methodologies. People like myself and others can help you from this position move forward into understanding whether or not you want to develop those capabilities in-house, or you can outsource some of them, even to research. But this is basically just a blueprint for every manager without understanding a line of code to wrap their hands around how do I focus AI endeavors in my organization. Now, this, I don't have time to get into it, but I use it with customers. Sorry, 30 seconds. Just a treat. The canvas I'm using is just a canvas that we implement the process through. You could have seen the data underlying the whole process with the input data, the training, the inference data, and basically the feedback data. This slide has been really popular. People have liked my figure-in compilation, so I decided to update it and refresh it with two key positions coming in this last year. Data enabler, helping to employ AI methodologies in a more agile way in organizations. And the second one, which I think is pretty self-explanatory, data ethicist, got it right. Last one, I cannot finish about value without talking about meaning. You want to create real value, start with meaning. Value is derived from that. Thank you very much.